my favorites. It was
Absolutely.
one of my favorites before Kung Fu Panda.
Wow, man. That's
Kung Fu Panda just brought this song back.
oh yeah. If not for them, I wouldn't. This song wouldn't be anywhere near the level what it used to be. That's two resurgences.
Hey Chuck, I'm gonna send you the link to the live stream if you want to share it.
Oh, we'll do actually.
All right, little kung fu fighting.
Absolutely. That was great. Ah, man, I can't tell you how much I love that song.
It's a good song, isn't it?
Oh, it's one of the best. It's
It's gonna
between
make you want to go get
that.
a big bowl of noodles and do some kung fu fighting.
Oh yeah, there's a ramen spot just up the street. As soon as we're done here, I'm heading there.
I'll be honest with you, ramen is so good
Oh
when
yeah.
you add a little bit of peanut sauce to it. Actually, let's be honest. If you add peanut sauce to any noodles,
Anything.
yeah, it's the best.
I'm a huge pad Thai guy, so you've
Oh
already
my God.
so you
Listen,
already understand.
if I was on a deserted island and God
Pad Thai.
whispered into my ear and said, "Son, I'm going to let you Uber eat something every single day just so you're fed and fed well. What would you like me to have Uber Eats bring you?" And I'd be like, pad Thai with some
Hands down.
shrimp and some eggs and some
Ooh,
broccoli mixed in
yes.
and a hopping big bowl of
Of
peanut
chopped
sauce.
peanuts.
No, forget the chopped peanuts. Just give me the peanut
Oh,
sauce.
peanut sauce.
I don't even know what they do with that peanut sauce, but it is just the best.
I don't know either. I think that I've looked up. I watched the video at one point about how they make it, or was that banana ketchup? I gotta think it was banana ketchup. But I also really mess with the banana ketchup. Oh man, those kind of fringe condiments that aren't necessarily easily found. Oh man, I've been searching for this. I don't know what denomination it's from, but it's just barbecue sauce, or just black bean sauce. I don't know what it is. I still haven't figured it out. But it's a paste that when I was living in college, one of my roommates had a bunch of this that had no English words on it. He just said, "Put this on chicken, it'd be good." And I was like, "All right, try it out." And ever since that day, I have been searching far and wide. I have a picture of it, I think, in my phone somewhere in my Dropbox where
All right,
I will go
Internet, do your job. Find this man a sauce. What's it made
please.
out of?
It's I want to say it's almost like a black. It had like I have no clue. I actually have no clue. I can't even lie to you. I have no clue. It just tasted delicious on everything. It comes in like a little bottle about this size. Got a little like weird top. It's got like a giant red calligraphy on it.
The thick
Um,
sauce or thin sauce?
It's thick. It's thick as sauce. Thick boy, man. It's and that sauce is like it's next level. And I've not experienced
It's like an
anything.
Asian sauce?
It's 100% Asian sauce. You can
Let's,
get
let's be
I've
honest. Those motherfucking Asians make some really good condiments.
best sauce in the world. I swear by Five Spice, which is like a mixture of the 5 spices that are used in most things. I keep a gallon of that. It's a very, very powerful spice. And you won't run out of it for years.
I'm almost sure that the people that are watching the first part of this talk think that you're in the food industry.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, for me, I along with tech and web development, which is what I do, but food is, and not just food, but cooking is a big part of who I am. Like
All right,
a lot
what's the hands down best meal you make that you literally put other people to shame on?
and people are gonna contend this, and I guarantee they are. It is omelets. I make.
No, they don't count. That doesn't count.
I've spent years perfecting the omelet. Like I can do one egg, no everything else, same pan, one flip. I've mastered it. One egg.
Wait, you
And
make
most people will tell you
omelet
need
with one
2.
egg?
Yes, one egg.
I use like 4 eggs. I don't even know how you do it with one egg.
It takes a lot of practice because it's
You had milk?
nope, just
Egg by itself?
egg by itself.
What is that? Like a little tiny omelet? Like
It's a full size omelet. You just have to know how to do it. It's a specific way.
Next time you make this one egg omelet, I'm gonna need
I'll record it.
A video or some sort of picture because
got you.
I'm envisioning your omelet this big and my omelet this big.
Oh no, don't. You know what? I'm this weekend. I usually do weekend live stream. Maybe I'll just change my live stream to be a cooking live stream. I've been meaning to try out my new camera or something, but I will show you. But I omelets and my pancakes. which I know is another thing
Okay,
you shouldn't. I
listen,
know.
if you ever get to Vegas, go straight to the Wynn. Go to
I've
the
been there.
restaurant. Okay, do you know what I'm talking about?
Their buffet is next level.
No, no,
It's
no. Forget the buffet. You go past the
okay.
buffet, you go to this place called
Oh,
Terrace Point Grill. It opens
Terrace
up to
Point.
the restaurant. The chef has been there for probably 14 or 10 years. He has
When
this
I get
special pancake he makes. It's
okay,
crunchy, it's thick, it's fluffy. It's unlike any other pancake you've ever had.
huh?
It is hands down the best pancake ever.
Okay, now I have to go try that because I thought I had the best pancake in the world. I'll be honest with you, and the reason I say why is I have a secret ingredient that I will not mention, but it is I have not had one person. I have made this pancakes.
All right, now I need a video of the pancake too.
Okay, I'm gonna start a whole video. I'm gonna start a whole cooking. Me and my co-founder, which is my wife. We've been discussing a cooking show, which is my idea. But that's first two episodes. You've
To be
solidified
honest
it.
with you, you'd be better off making sure it's her idea. So just say, listen, give her the credits.
This is live, so I'm unfortunately too late now. But I honestly like cooking is actually the one thing, and the reason I'm going to try to tie this back into my what I do. But I do a lot of web development. I spend a lot of my time behind like my computer set, which is like a 3 or 4 screen setup with a monitor. And no matter what I do, nothing relaxes me more than julienning some carrots or uh like peeling potatoes and making sure they're right things and right like this that I try to find things outside of what I do that give me that kind of peace. And it's just anybody out there who also does web development or does anything that's kind of very resource and heavy. You want to find something that you can turn your brain off. For me, it's
Okay.
cooking, and sometimes it's music, but I haven't been to music as much. But cooking is like I have to cook every day
Well,
because I have
music
to
you
eat.
can bring into everything. You can bring it into
Yeah,
cooking. You can bring it into sex. You can bring it into working out.
everything,
Yeah, music's everything.
and
So
that's
it
the
sounds
best.
like your cooking choice, vertical of choice, is breakfast items.
I guess it is. It's that and dinner. And things. I'm a Thanksgiving guy. Like if you follow me on
Oh
Twitter, you
my
probably saw
God!
my you
Best
probably
thing,
saw my turkey.
best thing of Thanksgiving is you can put stuffing on one side of the plate, mashed potatoes like near the
Oh
middle,
yeah, they don't get it.
and you can put some gravy, but it's got to be not just normal gravy, just gravy on the mashed potatoes and the stuffing,
Yeah.
and then cranberry sauce. And I mean the good cranberry sauce, the one with the oranges in it,
Oh
really
yeah, that's
good
the good stuff.
cranberry sauce. And then somehow they all touch each other and work their way into your belly.
Oh, and that's the beauty right there. That intersection between the food,
That's like
there,
my
there's
food. That's like my food thruple.
oh yeah,
Mashed
man. Let me
potatoes and gravy, stuffing, and cranberry sauce.
man.
That's my food thruple.
It's really crazy because like that is the stuff that you don't like people I mean chefs will probably tell you that even chefs will probably there's some I know there are some chefs who code as a wind down from their daily chef jobs, and it's just like it's just reverse. And I love to kind of make sure people know that going forward. Like not all developers just we don't I don't spend my yes I do spend my whole day coding, but there are parts where I do other things like I do some art sometimes. Like, I haven't done it recently, but when I was in college, I used to paint a lot because it just it do people don't try to find people try to find things to make them like you got to find things that give you that feeling. And I don't want to explain that. I'm never gonna explain what that feeling is, but you know what that feeling is. You know how deep it is. When you find that person that gives you that feeling, you need to just nurture that. And for me, it was cooking, it was music, and it used to be coding, but now at this point, you know,
Well,
the amount of coding.
you know what it does for me is when I put my headsets on and they're like the
Mhm,
noise canceling ones, and I just listen to music, and my dog and the whole world could be around me. But
mhm.
there's something about noise canceling headsets that just give you the ability to get right into that little zone.
Yes, and I'm a big. I actually have like so these are my computer headphones. These don't actually leave this area here. It's kind of funny. But I keep a really good pair of these Sony WPF in ears or they're Bluetooth, but they have the best noise canceling I've ever had in my life.
I'm telling
I
you,
was
the
on.
whole in-ear stuff is like crazy good these days.
It's gotten like, and you see this. I used to be the guy who's like, I would never touch Bluetooth. I would never use that on my phone. I still have an iPhone 6s because they have a headphone jack. Like, I'm not even joking. That's how serious I am about like the audio fidelity. Um, and for me, when I finally found a good pair of Bluetooth headphones, I think everybody who has ear pods or anything now has like experienced that it does change you. I don't care if you're the biggest synthesizer fan, geek fan. When you put those headphones in the fidelity at the level you don't expect it, throws you away.
Yep.
Like these headphones are on par with those little tiny things. And it just kills me because these are well, they're not that expensive, but these are very high quality things. And for Bluetooth to be there down is just, and I think that's what I like to do. I like to make sure I don't ever lock down my brain to one specific ideology. I used to do that, right? It's like you get so quickly to like I used to be the guy who used to like walk in the room and be like, hey, I run Arch Linux. Like I used to be that guy. I walk in, make sure you know exactly what distro I run, you know what like, and I realized like you that's not necessarily the best part. It's you know, how do you use it? Why do you like it? Can someone else use it? That's what people care about.
So I came across you because of my friend Isaiah Jackson. You did some work for him. Shout out to Bitcoin.
Oh, please shout out BitcoinBlackAmerica.com. Go pick up a book right now. Please.
So
Amazing guy.
tell me a little bit about what you did for Isaiah.
So, I guess I could start with what
Are you down in his neck of the woods? Where are you at?
I'm actually down in Florida. I was born in Nigeria. I'm a California guy and I'm a Florida guy now by way of California. I've been in Florida about 3 years now.
Man, everyone's getting out of California.
I was the first one, and I've been trying to plot my way back, and then everything happened this year, and I'm like, you know what? Taxes aren't that bad over here. Like,
oh yeah,
man, because when I moved, huh?
What part of Florida?
Central Florida, like right around Orlando area. Like I'm right around there. I'm a
little
little more beach side, huh?
By all the horses and stuff.
Man, and that's the thing is, as somebody who grew up in that entire, I grew up in the Google is the max, Silicon Valley. You got a 1-bedroom house in the Bay, you're struggling through it, but you're at Google. I was that in my head, that was the future for like, I think when I got to school, when they got ingrained that in us, or I guess we ingrained in each other, it was like, okay, I'm gonna apply for Google, apply for Facebook, apply for Stripe. All the Stripe wasn't things that came, but I was like applying for all these companies. And this is what I want to tell everybody: you will not know what your first job is. You think you know. You think that you've got it figured out. And you can use me an example. I went to a conference, the NSBE National Society of Black Engineers Conference, and I used to go there every year. And in the last year, my senior year, it was like, let me say it was like June. It was like April, May.
What was the name of the conference?
National Society of Black Engineers Conference. They do like a yearly thing. This year, unfortunately, with COVID, it didn't really work out very well. But every year they do a regional and a national conference all around the country to give a lot of really young people in school the opportunity to, you know, have a FaceTime with these big companies without having to go through 100 things. And it's just, you're here, you pay to get here, they pay to get here. You have the ability to now go talk to them in person and giving your thing. And I went to that conference every year, and I got some internship offers. But this last year, it was something different. Basically, I was about to graduate. I had no prospects. I had prospects. I had friends who were like, hey, you can work with me on this thing when you're done with school if you don't have anything to do. But the thing that got me was the fact that, like, it was like they were like, oh, you can do all this, and then all of a sudden I had to think about what I wanted to do. And then the conference came up. It was around March, and I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna go. I've been interviewing. I'm still interviewing. I'm getting calls every day. Like, hey, you get this interview today, interview tomorrow. I had like 100 interviews. Huh? This was 2016. It was like 4 years ago now. I've been working.
2016 seemed like so far away.
Oh my god! Like, it's a full new universe versus when we were back then. Like, I'm not even on like, genuinely things are not the same. Like anywhere. My school that I went to was a very small school. It has tripled in size.
Which school?
University of California, Merced. Go Bobcats. You know, we just got a sports team. Like when I was going there, we were so small. We only had one basketball team. That's because the basketball team could be fit in a room. We only had room sports. We didn't have football, which I would have probably played, but thank God I didn't. Thank God I didn't have it because I got to fully focus on it.
What was it? Like 600 kids, 1,000?
I'd say like 2,000 to 3,000. No more than that, probably at the time.
Like a junior college almost.
It was. That's funny. There was a junior college in town that had more students than we did. Like that's how serious it was. And then now it's like it's way bigger. They have dorms. I didn't get to live on campus. I didn't live on campus my entire college career. That's how small we were. There was no space for me. I had to live off campus, pay rent. It's where I learned all the life skills, like to pay rent, the electricity bill, buy your own groceries. You know, there was no meal ticket, no meal plan. Oh my God, you just brought me back full circle. That's where I learned to cook.
That's how you
Like,
learned how to make one egg omelets, which to be honest with you, I'm still questioning that.
I will prove that to you. Because when I
You've
did it,
got
I
to be
was
the
like,
king of the whisk. Like you've got
it's
to
the
be,
whisk. It's
it's
the whisk. I'm glad you figured it out. I
the
didn't want to
more
tell
you
that's the
whisk,
secret.
the more that omelet, that egg becomes bigger.
Yep. And I whisk for about 2 minutes straight. And I mean like chopsticks, not even like I don't use forks, I use chopsticks, which to me are the greatest inventions of all time because they're completely versatile. Like
How do you use chopsticks? I've never heard of that. That's crazy.
chopsticks are the best things to use for stirring. And people don't realize that, but that's why chopsticks are built the way they are. They were meant to mix ramen, pick up rice. There's a lot of things that we were meant to use for, but those were the main things, and that's how I learned to use them. When I lived in a house, we didn't have forks or knives. We had chopsticks. Uh, and I was perfectly fine with that. I was like, oh sweet, I've been meaning to learn.
No wonder you
I
like
mean,
pad thai. You're Asian.
no, but seriously, I spent I think I lived with a lot. I did live with a few different Asian families, but I learned so much about because I'm Nigerian already, so I already had a big base of flavor and spices and things like that. But when I got to go to college and meet all these people, I know spices that I literally know a spice that that will only use for pork. You can only use it for pork, but if you use it on pork, it's next level.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't see all this food talk coming, but I'm starving right now.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Let's get off the food and get back onto code. So back to what I was doing for Isaiah, right? And
Yeah,
Isaiah's
exactly.
yeah.
Who?
So sorry.
What's that guy's name?
Yeah, this really went turn into a food podcast here. But no, let's get back to the main thing at
Okay,
hand.
so just for shits and giggles, I've got to
Mhm.
see some video of the pancakes and the omelet
Well,
because
keep me to that.
I
Keep me to
still am
that.
questioning the whole one egg omelet.
It's a one in omelet, and I
And
think.
by the way, I need to see the whole like chopstick
Oh
thing.
yeah, I'll go buy some nice good chopsticks.
I'm like watching. I'm envisioning you like
It's
spitting.
just like that. It's
In a
just like
circle.
that. Like you just for like 30 minutes, like well, not 30 minutes, like 3 minutes straight. You're just like until you see no bubbles. You have to see no bubbles. You have to be able to pull up. You have to pull the chopsticks up, and then there's literally it's still connected. That's how like basically making whipped cream with eggs.
Your life is going to be blown when you throw 4 eggs in there.
Oh no, I started off with 4 eggs. This thing I started off with a lot of eggs, and I kept going down. I was like, no, I can do 2 eggs, three. No, I can do 3 eggs, 2 eggs. And then one day I was like, you know what? No, here's the thing. I had 1 egg left, and I wanted an omelet. I was like, there was no compromise. Like I'm gonna have an omelet today, and
All
I
right,
only have one
favorite
egg.
omelet toppings. Favorite things to put on top of your omelet.
Chives, mozzarella, chives, and I hate cheese because I'm like sorry, but mozzarella, chives, and mushrooms,
Oh,
and
well done,
protein
mushroom.
of choice. Well
Well,
done, obviously.
well done. How about some avocado?
Avocado is great, but when I was in California, I tried not to eat avocados outside of California, and it's the dumb reason. I know everybody's gonna say there's no reason for you not. I am spoiled by California avocados. Same with almonds too.
Oh
that
my God.
my
You
school
know, it takes
used to
a gallon of water to
to
grow one
grow.
almond.
Yes, and if you saw my tweets recently, I've been on a thing where I used to be a big almond milk guy because I'm like tolerant. Huge for years, 4 years. I started
Where's
with
the
soy.
nipple from the almond that they get the milk from?
I have made that joke so many times that people hate me for it now. It's just like, why would you not make that joke? Um, but I used to love almond milk, and after years of drinking almond milk, I realized I heard about oat milk back in 2016. A friend of mine was like, just posted one day. I was like, "What oat milk? What is?
Oat
Why would you
milk?
use oat milk? Like it's milk
Okay.
made of
I'm
oats."
100% sure there's no nipples on the oats.
There's not, and that's why I feel I feel completely fine drinking because there's absolutely no sort of attack to anyone. But it's amazing because the reason people who love almond milk will tell you that they're missing something huge because it's not creamy. It's not creamy at all. It's the one thing where people still go back. That's why people got the milk. No one knows that oat milk is the perfect trifecta of everything. It has nothing. It won't hurt your stomach. It taste the what tastes amazing, and it goes well in
Oat milk?
cereal. Oat
Oat milk,
milk.
isn't it?
Oh,
It tastes amazing.
it tastes amazing.
I
I
don't know.
got I
I'm a big fan of like almond milk with that vanilla, that vanilla hint. Oh,
the oat vanilla better. And I will put I wouldn't put money on it. I actually I would.
now I got to try oat milk. Like now, I've never
Oh,
tried
thank
it.
God. I one more person added to the oat milk gang. I every day, if I can add one more person to oat milk, I will be have a good day. I really
I'll be
mean that
honest with you,
too.
with all these varieties of non-cow milks, the cows are going to be living the good life.
Oh, I can't wait. It makes it the two things. It means there'll be less corn is unfortunately going to kind of falter for a little bit because no one ate corn. It was only mostly used for raising bovine, raising wildlife. I think the steak quality is going to get much better, much better.
Why?
I don't know. I want to say it's weird. I have a
You
weird
should watch
theory.
this movie on Netflix. It's about the meat industry.
Mhm.
The meat you're eating today versus the meat that you ate 30 years ago, night and day different. So
And
many preservatives,
oh
so many
man,
additives, so many hormones. Like it's just crazy what they put in steak these days.
like, and this is I only had this experience because I came from Nigeria. I grew up eating the stock that we were raised with, right? Like the chickens that I hate chickens to this day because they're just assholes, and that's just me. Peter, don't come after me. Chickens are assholes. It's fine.
I'm almost sure you're eating chickens. I'm almost sure you hit a Chick-fil-A every now and then.
Once in a while, but
Shout out
no,
to
but
not my sponsor, Chick-fil-A.
yeah, we're not we're not speaking of that company, but they do make decent sandwiches. But that was the thing was I've had real chicken that I saw was a chick. It ran around, it chased me, it like pecked at me, and then like 4 or 5 months later, it was on my plate, and it tasted amazing. And like I came to America, and no chicken has tasted that good ever
It's
because
crazy what they're doing. And it's crazy because you see this video where these chicks or these chickens are in a conveyor belt and there's a guy with a syringe just injecting their breast with estrogen.
I
And,
saw that.
and that's what that's doing is it's making their breasts bigger, but it's also making small girls develop breasts at an earlier age, like insane earlier age, like 9 years old. And but it's also doing it to men. Like if you eat a lot of chicken, you start getting boobies.
I gotta look into that because I have seen things about there being like extra things inside the chicken, but I gotta look into because I personally now I only order the organic chicken from like we luckily where I live we have the ability to go to like the Carnicia where the farmers are the ones selling the food versus so I get my chicken and stuff from there. We unfortunately we fortunately think about a few years ago just like kind of cut out red meat. I still sometimes will indulge. Um, like I think when I got sous vide, I kind of I let go when I got a sous vide because I was like, there's no way I'm not trying perfect steak. And now the only time I'll ever eat a steak is by sous vide myself, or if I go to a nice restaurant and pay whatever.
What's a sous vide?
Oh man, this is gonna turn into a full cooking podcast, isn't it? Okay, a sous vide is a have you seen those pictures of it's a water bath, right? It's like imagine cooking something, but instead of cooking directly, putting a fire directly to the actual
Oh,
bottom, you heat the
it's in a
water around
bag.
it.
It's in
Yes.
the bag, and then
Mm-hmm.
it heats up the water in this big
Yep.
plastic thing. Okay, you want to hear something crazy? You got to check this out. I'll give you a link to his social media. There's a steakhouse called Barry's.
Berries. Okay.
Barry's, Las Vegas, downtown Barry's. It's
Mm.
a steakhouse in Vegas that just opened up. We're doing a big event there in January, unless they lock us down again. Shout out to my buddy Joe Biden who stole the election. But he makes all the meats in his restaurant, except for giving them a little grilling on the grill to give them some marks in
Mhm.
one of those plastic bag things.
That's all you need. Like that's the thing people don't tell you is that with a sous vide, you're pretty much safe. Like you can't mess it up. It's impossible to mess it up. Like
Yeah,
I've looked at it. I've tried. I've tried to leave steak in there. I'll leave an extra hours to fuck it up. Only got better. Only there's a certain like threshold. There's like a little peak where you can't go past like 2 days. Don't go past 2 days. But 18-hour steak. Oh no, sorry, 36 hour steak is good. Don't go that far. That's like dry aging like within the water, which is not the best. But if you go 25 and a half hours, pat it dry, you rub it with salt and pepper, fresh cracked pepper, by the way, makes a big difference. You put that
yeah,
in the bag, you seal it up, vacuum seal it, see that 24 hours later, all you gotta do is cut it, put it on the grill with oil, nothing else, nothing else. A little butter on the end, you're done. Oh, and garlic. You want to put a little garlic if you want to be a little garlicky there. But yeah, sous vides are great. But let me get back to the thing I was helping with Zay
so
before.
yeah. So hey, listen,
Okay.
he's Chuck. He's an amateur chef and on his way to becoming a professional chef. Great story. Glad we learned all about you. Thanks a lot. Hey, give him a great big hand. His name is Chuck, and he's a chef.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. But no, I'm a web developer. I'm a software developer by trade.
Oh, wait a second. Are you serious?
No, I
After
actually
all the
am.
food talk, I mean, you're a web developer.
I guess that's crazy. Like people are like, oh, do you do private events? Like, no, no, no. I
Exactly.
can. I help you stream your event because I have the capability to do
I'll
that.
be
So
honest with you. If you don't put caterer on your Twitter bio after this conversation, I'd be shocked. Like I know there's
that
probably 3 people right now going, God, can he cater my next breakfast meeting?
cool thing, man. I'll do one better.
Pancakes and egg omelet.
I'll help you live stream your I'll help you live stream breakfast. I'll help you scale it, and then I'll help you cook it at the end. Because that's what I do.
Talk a little bit about what you did for Isaiah, what you like
Yeah.
to do.
So what I did for Isaiah is I run Isnan Global. We are Isnan Web Solutions. We are web hosting and
What you come up
WordPress.
with is now global.
You know what's crazy? That's a story in itself because that's the third iteration. That's the third iteration of the name, literally the third iteration. Um, it started off as, and the name makes more sense when I go back to what it was really called before, and it was called Is Now a Website. Because back in 2015, or 2013, 2014, I was on Twitter, and people would go viral, right? They would go viral, and then underneath the tweets, nothing's there. Like there's no website. They're like, oh, I haven't done a post, and I was like, someone has to fix that. And so one that night I sat down, I literally have the book that shows that I literally signed it. I wrote down the core functionality that I was like, I want people to have come to me. We can build a website in a couple of days or something like that, or within a day. Originally it was supposed to be a day turnover, not anymore. That's crazy. But they would get the website, they'd be able to go put it back on the tweet, but before it loses all
Okay, I
traction.
got to tell you something. It's been driving me crazy, and I just realized something. I thought that those were women's panties on your fucking doorknob, and I
Oh
just
no,
realized
it's a
that's your
mask.
that's a face mask. I kept thinking to myself, why the fuck does he have women's panties on the
Oh no,
doorknob?
no, no. So this is my office, right? And right now it's a
Oh,
bit of a mess because
no, I get that part. I know it's your office, but I've been looking over your shoulder the whole time. I'm
see
going,
that thing right there. Yeah, it's like, what is that?
blind
No, it's a
panties.
mask.
I mean, does he wear them, or is it the wife's panties and she's just drying them off
No, no.
laundry?
So apparently what happened is so we make our own merch. We just launched our own merch store. You go to isnonglobal.shop, you can pick up a shirt. But I wanted to do this thing where, and it's gonna explain, I'll go into why I did it, but I started making these videos about a few months ago, trying to break down parts of the web and things that kind of can be confusing. And in doing that, I realized that I can break down more. I had a little bit of capital from just working on a year, and I was like, I want to be able to use capital for. I don't want to use capital and not do anything with it and get taxed on it. It's like, let me find some way to use it to better everybody else's life. So I used
Buy
it.
Bitcoin.
Probably would have smart to invest in Bitcoin. But I thought would be great would be people are at home right now. They want to find a way to make money from home. So people have lost their jobs. You can run an entire merch operation from your house with 3 or 4 devices, and I really
You
mean
got to
that.
check out Sam and Misty. I'll give you links to their
I
Twitter
think I
page.
watched their channel when I was doing research.
Oh, you saw the interview I did with them?
I might have seen like them in the way, but or like as parts of it because I was really digging deep into this because I to make merch you need 3 things. You need a printer that can print off sublimation. You need a heat press that supports different things with pre-pressing. You need a brand. You
You
only
need a
need those
what?
three. A brand. You only need those
Over.
3 things. And
You should
I
meet
was
Sam and Misty. They literally every weekend jam out about 200 sales from eBay or Amazon, and they
wow.
sell everything from running shorts, jogging pants, gym shoes, everything. And they
And
literally
they
do
make
it out of
themselves.
their kitchen in their house. And if you watch their Instagram, literally all their whole house is
Is
just
just that.
stacked with boxes like crazy.
And that's what my room is like right now because we're doing very short runs of our merch. We buy a certain amount because when I did it, I wanted to make sure that you could, if you had $1,500, you could go start your own merch line. I wanted that to be the antithesis. I wanted it to be the max budget. That was the max budget. I ended up only spending about 800 on the
That's
merch,
awesome.
so it's great. So my whole thing was the reason I did that was because I wanted you to be able to see that you can make your own. You can do this at home. You don't need to build websites. You don't need to do this to make money. Like there are other ways for you to fulfill a specific space in this field where like the field of entrepreneurship because people are always going to need merch. People are going to need it quick and they want to have it be handmade and with love. So I record an entire series of me doing the budgeting, the research, the buying, the unboxing, the reviews, and I actually made the shirts and sold them. I record the entire process, and I'm gonna be dropping it on in January. And I have no plans to do this long term. I have no
How old
plans.
are you, by the way, Chuck?
Just turned 26, 94.
Young stud. Young stud. Your whole life ahead of you.
I'm just trying to do what because I am married right now with my wife, and we want to take
How
this
long you
company
guys
to
been
the.
married?
We were supposed to have a big wedding this year in June, but due to COVID, we ended up just getting having our wedding having a ceremony, small ceremony, and
Listen,
getting
let me
married.
tell you
So
something. The big wedding shit is overblown.
if we weren't live, I tell you my other thoughts on that. But we are live. But
It's
well, not
crazy.
live,
Like,
but isn't like I agree with you
and
that
all this money, and then what do you got? A memory and some videos.
I do think our smaller wedding was way more like it couldn't have gone more perfect. Like we left like because we're in Florida and it rains a lot. When we were done right when we left, it started raining. It was like they just like we got it perfect. We had all the pictures were great. Sun was perfect as soon as we left. So I was like, it just so that day can't be. And we were gonna have our wedding that full day. So imagine if we had the full day. We were outside
When did you do it? In June or July?
in June 5th, 2020.
Wow,
We,
that's
we
weird. It normally doesn't rain in June like that.
it doesn't, but it's sporadic. That's the issue. It won't last very long. It's sporadic, and that's what happens. So right, so that was why I started this company was just so me and my wife will be able to work on our own. And so I'm not gonna talk about my day job because they don't pay me enough to talk about them right now. So we're gonna leave that alone.
Oh, ho, ho, ho,
But not in a bad
ho.
way. But in a like, I am here for Islam Global. I am not here for them. And they understand or they don't. They actually know anything about this.
Build your
But
brand, buddy. Build your brand.
and so that if they ever see if anyone sees this is like, hey, I'm just right now I'm putting myself in a position not versus doing anything on y'all, but this is for me. But that's why I did what I did is so that me and my wife would have the ability to just be able to work from home.
What's the wife's
Uh
name, by the way? We can't keep calling
Oh,
her.
Dajne Barrows. She runs a copywriting and copywriting business. If you go to dajnebarrows.com, I'll go ahead and put it in here so it shows up on the screen.
Yeah, I'll put it
Daj,
on I'll put it under the video. Anybody that wants to reach Chuck and
please.
the wifey. Her name's Dajne, right?
Dajne, yep, just like that. And then if you go to dajnebarrows.com, you can and he'll put this in there and I'll put my website as well. But you can go on there. She does she's amazing email marketing, copywriting. She does all copywriting, she does contracts. Um she's an amazing what she does. Probably the best of what she is the best of what she does. So if you have
You're
anybody who
married to her,
needs
so you have to actually say these things.
I am being very, very, very
You're
objective about
contractually
this.
obligated.
I'm being objective about it. She is really she's the best, honestly. Like even I wouldn't hire anyone but her. And that's if I had a chance, like
All right,
wouldn't.
so how did you guys meet? There's got to be the whole okay.
Yeah.
I knew she was the one the night that she did this.
No, absolutely. I met my wife in high school. We've known each other for almost 10 years now. Almost like it's coming up on 10 years soon.
You've been married already for 10 years then.
We were friends. We were just friends, and for about 2 years, and then as she went to college and I was going to college.
When you say just friends,
no, we were just friends. Like we were in a friend group. We had mutual friends.
Friend group. That is the worst.
And we had mutual friends, and she was always very real, very honest, and I think that when I just saw her, it just kind of to me, I saw my future. Like I saw everything.
So when did you know you were going to marry her?
Oh man, right when we moved here, but it took me a while after because we were still getting
Wait a
stable.
second, you guys moved to Florida together from California?
Mm-hmm.
So you were living together. You were dating then?
Yeah, we were living together, and so obviously there was obviously like getting to live together, but it's been amazing. She is the light of my life. She is like everything for me. Like with this business would not even really exist without her. Like she can't. Like, I was perfectly fine just working the day. She's like, no, you have this great idea. Go try it. And then now we are here. And she's actually the CEO, believe it or not, of Islam Global. So she's actually like she is the head.
Female run, minority female. Well, there you go.
But she is the best CEO, and I was afraid of losing her to another major company because like any company that would hire her would have the best CEO in the world, guaranteed. Like anybody who's seen what we've done last year, go through our accolades. That's all her. Like I built the website, yes, but she is the one that handles the contract, handles the
100%. You're getting warm chocolate chip cookies sometime this week.
No, but
all these compliments are clearly paying off. I don't know if it's chocolate chip cookies or brownies. There's something sweet coming your way.
But I'm only saying that because it's true. Like if not for her, I wouldn't. Like there's like there's a ship and there's the captain. Like the ship could just be out of sea going nowhere. She is the captain.
All right, so tell me, what are 3 things that you love about your wife that you've never told anyone else? And by the way,
Never
we're
told.
only on the so nobody will know.
I've told I'm a very honest person, so I've told everybody. But what I things I love about her is that she's understanding, she listens, uh, she genuinely cares, and her soul. She's such a gentle soul, and the fact that no, if basically what I love about her is the fact that you can't. She's a no nonsense person. Like no one can tell her what to do if she doesn't want to. She is a leader, and
Tell you,
she
Chuck, you are a great interview. You started off with my favorite subject, which is breakfast food items, and now you're just showing world class husbandry. Like there are guys that if they ever get married or if they are married, that should be watching this, that can learn so much about being a great complimentary husband to a wife, and you're just showcasing it like crazy. You're the LeBron James of now game 7 of husbands right now. Like literally you are just doing everything a husband should do to put their wives on a pedestal once in a while.
oh thank no, and the thing is, it's so easy because she makes it easy. She makes it that
Oh
much.
my God, Chuck, you're just you know how high you're setting the bar for the average married man right now.
Like it's because like I don't like it's not even like I want it. It's like 'cause I just can't not say because it wouldn't make like the story of Islam Global as a company would not exist without her. The story of me as a person growing would not exist without her because she. And the thing is, she's so good at what she does. It's funny that the picture behind me right there. There's 3 degrees. Only one of those is mine.
What does she have, a doctorate?
She's a master's in English literature. She's so incredibly intelligent and so incredibly smart, incredibly beautiful. By the way, like I look at her and I just smile every day. Like you wake up every day. I wake up sometimes and I'll just like look over and kiss her on the forehead, like just say I'm happy that you're here. Because like you don't, I don't, most people don't get lucky to find someone who will actually empower them and support them in the
All
way that
right, so
she
if you had to
has.
compare your wife to a Hollywood celebrity, who
No
would
one
you compare her
compares. No one compares.
to? Like a
No
little,
one.
like
No
just
one.
no. Yeah,
No
I'm telling
one.
you. Seriously, Chuck, you are crushing the whole husband game today.
I've
Crushing.
the funny thing is I've thought of the question like I can't think of anyone. I compare everyone to her. That's what people don't realize. I compare everyone I
Like
meet to her.
when you meet Gabriella Union one day, you'd be like, oh
It's
my
hot.
God, one day you'll be just like my wife if you just moved it up a scale.
Yep. Like my wife is she's amazing. And I wouldn't like I don't think you understand what it takes to move across the country with someone and to trust their vision. And I will never,
What
ever,
idea was
ever.
it to move? Was it yours or hers?
It was my idea. And this is back to the story of me going to that conference. I walked in the conference thinking I was gonna get a job at Google and Facebook. And the first company that like I walked in, the first company on the side, like literally as the door opens, pulled me aside. Like they pulled me aside and say, hey, I think you would be good here. And I was like, okay, I'll try it out. They gave me an interview. Interview was there. Got the job on the spot. They're like, we're flying you out to Florida to check it out. I was like, oh, I'm not moving to Florida. I'm not doing this. Florida's like Florida, man. They flew me out. They put me in this nice hotel, and it was by the beach. I went and sat on the beach, which I think might have been the ultimate like should not have done that maybe if I was going to go back. But when I sat on that beach and I looked at that ocean for about an hour or two, it just felt like I was like, I just feel something here. Like something's gonna be built here, so I need to be here. And I knew it wasn't like it was something I was gonna build here. So that's why we're here. And she trusted me on that. Like that was basically all I had when we came out here was like this idea on like I know we're gonna build something out here. And she just kind of was supportive. Like
Dude,
when
what
I
a
got out
great
here,
story. What a great story. I'm
and
telling you, we've gone from world class cooking tips to being a world class man for your woman.
it's you have to be that. You have to be supportive and you have to make because the thing is not about me. It's not
Where is
about
she right now?
she's in the other room, like she's eating right now. She's taking a nap. She had a long day.
It's been a long day. We can't get her
Yeah.
out. We can't get her on.
Um.
Come on, man.
Nah. I have to leave the room, and she's sleeping. If I wake her up, she actually works. She works all day.
Okay,
This is her day
100% she's
off.
not sleeping. I guarantee you she's on YouTube right now going, that's my honey. That's my honey.
I'd hope so. but not like because she works all day. She works very hard, and she does that on top of being a CEO. She still works the day job. And I tell her like, you don't have to do that, but she loves loves to be she loves learning and loves incrementing. She wants to optimize everything. So even the fact she want to leave, but she's trying to optimize everything before she leaves, basically. And so that's what she is. She's an optimizer. She's a
All
hard
right, so
worker.
listen, Chuck, listen,
Yeah,
we got to do this again. But if we
absolutely.
do it again,
Part two.
in the meantime, like in the space between we doing this again,
Mhm.
you and the wife
Omelet.
have to make an omelet
Okay,
and some pancakes, and you got to videotape that shit, and then we're gonna review the whole omelet and pancakes thing. And
I got
somehow,
you.
some way, you guys got to get on a plane because it's cheap as hell to fly right now.
Okay,
Come up here in January, and we're gonna have we're having a dinner for all
okay.
these masterclass creators, people that are creating digital courses that people can do things from their home, like fixing an iPhone or selling stuff on eBay and Amazon. And that dinner is going to be a way for you and the wife to get away and connect with 100 of the best street hustle, side hustle grinders out there that I know.
Absolutely. Please send me information. I'll relay it to the wife and make sure we can figure something out there. But before I go, let me make sure I just drop what. Let me answer the question you asked me earlier before we leave. So what I
Okay.
did for Zay was Zay came to me. Zay was on Shopify. He was having a lot of issues with Shopify, and they're kind of hindering him from expanding upon his.
Did you keep them on Shopify?
No, we did not. We took him off.
Would you,
Which was probably our greatest, which probably was our best decision we ever made. Because we looked at it and it was like the plug. I sat down with Isaiah, had like 3 or 4 meetings. We said, Isaiah, what do you want out of your store? We narrowed it down to we want it to be very simple to buy the book. We want it to be instant. We want to have Apple Pay, and we want it to only be 2 button clicks before you pay. That was a big thing. We want it to be 2 button clicks. And so I was like, I've been working with WordPress and PHP and web for so long. I instantly knew exactly where to go. I was like, WordPress, WooCommerce, one page thing. And he was like, he think what Isaiah is like an amazing person. He trusted me. He was like, Chuck, I trust you to do this because he's seen me with other people and I've been other things. Like, I trust you to do this. I know you can do it. And this is our first store. Like some of our other clients do use Shopify. Like I have a client who right now has their entire website on our servers, but they have their shopping on Shopify. And I had to, as a person who runs a company, you have to know when you can do something and when you can't. A year and a half ago when we started, I was not ready to take on the ability to handle a whole store. And I'm glad I let my other client because they've made a lot of money on Shopify as well. And I'm willing to work with every different tool.
yeah,
I use every
Shopify is the
tool.
bomb. I mean, that
It's
shit
the
just
bomb.
fucking is great.
But you'd be surprised how much you can get with just using WordPress and WooCommerce. Because I think Shopify is great when you want to. If you're a
Yeah, I
huge
mean, Shopify, like you can plug shit in, and by the time you spend all that money for WordPress and WooCommerce, you're probably spending less with Shopify. And it just
sometimes,
so many tools. I mean, it's so simple.
yeah. So that's why and that's the thing I did was I told me and Zay because what Zay was doing, Zay was selling the book. He was only selling the book, and he wanted to have the ability to like integrate the book sales into all other automations. And I said Shopify can't do that because, or they could, but it was a paid plugin. And I was like, you're gonna either pay for this plugin or you can pay me that amount for the year, and I will build it for you. And we worked it out, and we figured out exactly what he needed. And now he has a website. He has a store where when someone buys a book with Shopify, when someone buys something, it takes 7 days for them to get to your account, right? It takes about 7 days, or it might be
What are you
next
talking
day.
about?
Is it the next day?
Oh,
Is it next day?
the next day.
Okay, so it is a Stripe. So yeah, so I was able to give him the exact same experience where when someone buys a book, when the clock starts midnight, money's in his account. So when he sold $20,000 to books that day, he woke up like it happened overnight. He woke up to $20,000 in his bank account, and he said,
When was
"Chuck,
this? Recently?
this was like I think the other day, like 2 days ago, 3 years ago. He sold about 300 books in one day, and then like
Is that for
woke
Black
up.
Friday or what?
Just some guy was just I think a professor saw his one of his speeches and wanted to go buy the book, and the professor Lemonade was like very excited about how easy it was to buy the book. He bought 230 of them just because
Oh,
how simple, just because how easy it was.
shout
And
out to
I
the professor with the big bucks.
yeah, it was what I don't want to no, I'm not putting his information out there. That's not fair. But shout out to that guy. He was a very nice guy. And what happened was I took Jay wanted to get off of Shopify so he could own his own content. He wanted to own the data outright. And I personally do that with all my clients when they
Yeah, who's
work with
owning the
me.
data when it's on Shopify anyhow? They're just a shopping cart.
Exactly. And I think that was what he wanted to make sure that the entire process with even with Shopify, he wanted to have the data because we do a lot of analytics. Like we might do web development, but our real bread and butter is analytics. We do little about 4 to 5 layers tracking on most of our sites because we need to know where you're coming in, where you're coming out. where you're coming from, how many links, the abandoned carts, all of that. So we're a data company first, and I hate to kind of pivot towards that now live on the air, but we've sort of become that because we have a treasure trove of data that we've been kind of using. We have no plans on moving the data off site. All our data is anonymized, it's sanitized, it's scrubbed. We only use the actual events. We all we care about is point A to point B. We don't care who was the point. We just care how you got here, where you got. And so Zay came to me, I said, to build this store for him. And he said, I want to be able to build a store. I want to be easy to click. I want to make sure that the data that we control the entire data. I want to make sure it's simple, and I want to be able to scale up whenever I want. And that's the thing with Shopify. Shopify automatically scales you. He wants to be able to know that, hey, when I scale to this much, it's because I need to. And so we spent the last year or so working with different people on WordPress, and we found a way to kind of auto scale the WordPress based on like the data we had. Because it was certain data points you can use to kind of guess when you would get spike. Like there's visits versus interactions, exit pages versus entry pages. So the thing is, people won't they'll see like, oh, the site's going down, the site's bogged down. Let's upgrade the whole thing. What we do is we go in and look at the data and say, hey, it's only this one page, and if we flip this one switch, we'll be good to go. And so that was the thing right there, was just that he wanted to have that ability to be able to just sell something quickly, have the money in his account, see the data, and so I built that for him. And right now his site is fully secure from the ground up. We do military grade encryption. We do no passwords. We are a very, very big no password thing over here. And most devs would be like, they understand what I mean by no password. Like there's no passwords anywhere in our site. It's all keys. So if it's not you, you can't get in. We take security. It is not good. We take security so seriously because at this point now, back then we only had like data points of 1,000 people. We have 18 million people every couple of weeks, every couple of months. Roughly about 3 to 5 million per month. Huh?
That are visiting your client sites?
Every month. That's our data. Our data points is 3 to 5 million every month. We get 30 to 40 attacks a day at minimum. And great. Just and the thing with that is the best way to, and this is for everybody listening, the best way to mitigate attacks is to prepare. It doesn't matter how great it's, if you are prepared for an attack, you are fine. We leverage Cloudflare.
By the way, he's talking to you, U.S. government, Federal Reserve.
Yes. Oh man, because of my other engagement, I cannot necessarily speak on that, but we make sure that we don't have there's no single point of failure in Islam Global, because I spent 3 years. I said we started in 2016. I've been researching since 2013. I did 3 years of research on the web. I was like, where's the issue? Where are the bugs? I literally ran through 500 applications before I landed on WordPress as a stable thing. 500 applications. Joomla, Drupal, all of them. I went through all of them. I literally sat there and built a website on every single one. So if you're out there, you want one, it's going to charge you, but we can build any site because we've spent the time going through every single device and application, because that's what our clients pay me for. Is they don't want to think about what they need. They need to know what they need, and I need to already know what they need before I come to them. And that's what they pay me for. That's what Zay was so happy about. I was like, as soon as Zay said he wanted to do this, I was like, bet. He wanted crypto payments. Shopify takes a percentage of your crypto payments. It's very sad. They take a percentage of your crypto payments. They don't need to. So that was the main reason we moved over. Now he's this weekend we're actually going to turn on Saturday night. I thought 20K. I thought Bitcoin would hit 20K on Friday night, so I was going to turn on Saturday night. It happened today. But on Saturday,
Bitcoin for almost being at 21,000.
Oh man! And on Saturday, if you own Bitcoin, you're listening to this. If you can go to you'll be able to go to Bitcoin in Black America or any Islam Global site, including our own merch store, and you'll be able to pay with crypto this Saturday.
Wow! I'm now $20,907.
There you go. As of right now, you can spend any denomination of that $20,000 you have on Islam Global stores on Saturday, because I'm not in this for the money or the fame. I'm in this to give everyone who works in me the opportunity they can to be that next thing. Like, I'll be fine. I personally have built, like, I have certain things that I'm good on that I will be fine on, but I really want to make sure I give everyone I work with the opportunity and the really good understand that when they come work with Isnan Global, they are fully secure. They don't have to worry about scaling. They have to worry about crashing or updates, anything. We are a web concierge, and what that means is we are here to give you one-on-one business acumen. That's why we don't have very many clients. We are very selective of our clients, and it's the reason why it's a certain amount to work with us. Because when you work with us, you will achieve $20,000 days when you're sleeping. You will achieve $5,000 nights when you're sleeping. Things like that.
Listen, there's a friend of mine that I've invested in her company. It's called Shop for Heroes. She sells products that ultimately help causes that are built around everyday heroes. You sound like an everyday hero. She does a little session where it's like 15 minutes. It's called Coffee Talk. I'm going to introduce you two together, and I want her to do a coffee talk with you because, to be honest with you, you're one of the most interesting people I've bumped across.
Oh, thank you.
We went from our common love for pancakes and omelets to high-level security, building websites without a password, using encryption keys, which I think is genius.
It's the only way to go. And I will keep pushing that message. I will keep pushing that message until I stop seeing passwords anywhere. There's no reason to.
It's the first time I've heard someone put it that way, and it makes so much sense. I literally wish I didn't have a password right now on anything.
I try my best. And the thing is, I think the best way to start about this, if you have LastPass or Bitwarden or any of these password managers, don't pick your passwords. You don't need to. You're using a password manager. Just randomize every single one of them. Install the app in your phone. Use a very long password for your use a very long
what happens if you lose the phone?
LastPass has a really good backup system, and I would not tell you to use cloud, but LastPass has not given me any reason to so far to think that I wouldn't trust keeping my don't just Bitwarden. Use Bitwarden. Go run your own Bitwarden. You're fine. There you go. Solution solved.
What's Bitwarden?
So Bitwarden is an it's somewhat open source. It's an open source version of a password manager. If you have a server or a home computer, you can go download this and run it, and then you have a local password manager that you can port forward, and then you can put on the server, and then have your password manager be there.
Damn, Chuck, you are sophisticated as fuck.
I do a lot of stuff, man, and all this stuff, all these things, all these Bitwarden things, all my clients are privy to that, because when you sign up with us, we make sure we onboard you. It's like, hey, because we have like 3 meetings when we onboard you. It's like, hey, welcome to Isnan Global. You signed on, you signed the contracts, we've got everything settled, and then starts the 2-day intensive security onboarding program.
You should videotape that. Let people almost watch it like a digital class.
Maybe I think our next client we will, because for me it's we sit there and we tell you, I will literally, here's how we do it, and I'll give you a little thing. We work with a client, I don't talk to them first, or I'll look them up first, and I'll research all I can. Here's everything I found about you before we got about to work here.
You're a stalker?
No. Not a stalker, but it's a security pressure, because I said there are no security.
I get that. I don't think you're a stalker.
Yeah, no. There are no security holes in using that group, and that means the people too.
Stalker, you'd be really good at it.
I don't have time to stalk people, man. I don't have the time.
It always amazes how people that used apps like oh my God, Foursquare, where you would tell people, hey, I'm checking in at this donut shop.
Yeah, Foursquare was, I'm so glad that's kind of gone by the wayside now.
Well, it's crazy. They're actually making a comeback, and it blows my mind that people would give up their GPS location so that people can go, oh, you know what? I'm going to rob you because I know you're not at home.
There you go. It sucks to say, but that is the world we live in now. You need to be I will suggest everyone on here, one security tip I can give you right now. If you don't care about your iPhone telling you where you took a picture, turn that shit off.
Hey, by the way, how would you like to meet a Major League Baseball player right now?
Oh, that'd be great. What team? I'm a big Pirates fan, by the way. Just let that go. That'd be nice.
He was with the Pirates. His name's Brandon. He was
you almost said that.
Lefty. And
I'd love to meet him. I'd love to say hello. Please tell him how much I enjoyed watching his games all the time.
Literally my next call, so I figured, you know what? I bet you Chuck would enjoy meeting Brandon.
Well, he's any Pirates fan or Pirates player is great with me.
Well, we'll see him in about literally 60 seconds. So before I let you go, send me all your links so that we can put them underneath this video. People can find you, they can stalk you, they can hire you.
Follow me on Instagram.
Hire you and not stalk you.
Please, if you love to hire me,
the wife's links too.
The wife link, yes, I will. I'll send all of you on Twitter, so you have it in the DM and everything. Just copy and paste. But yeah, man, I want everybody on here. If you have any, if you ever wanted to kind of build your website, you want to own everything, you want to learn more about it, because I don't just do it. I teach you about your website so that eventually you can, one, you can either hire someone to run it for you, or you can yourself understand what's going on. Because I don't want to just build a black box. No, there's no such thing as black box in my word anymore. Everyone deserves to know what's going on with what's going on at any point. So I'm going to build that. So if you want to build a website, if you want to build your next idea, your next vision, head over to isnongoogle.com/onboarding or onboarding.isnongoogle.com. I'll send you that link as well. You can there's a form in there. You fill out that form. It'll tell you exactly what we tell us what you need, and we can literally from there get started. And we love working with people, and I can't wait to meet all of your fans. All of you guys. You guys seem great. This has been a great conversation, by the way, an amazing conversation. So I really want to say thank you for having me on.
But I'll be honest with you, you are as interesting as they come, and I think your future videos have to involve some sort of food-related products.
I think they will.
You're not making shrimp pad thai with peanut sauce one night on a video. I'll be sure.
I have the ingredients too. That's what's crazy. I have dried noodles. I have some chopped peanut. You know what?
Telling you.
Recording tonight.
Yeah, little egg, some egg inside there, some
absolutely.
Broccoli. Let me see if I can.
Oh man, thank you, Chris. Man, I you know what? I hope I explained the whole thing what I do with Zay very well. But if you want to know anything else about us, I have a pretty good synopsis on isnonglobal.com. That's our main site. Isnonglobal.com. You can head over there, and you can. There's all of our clients are on there. All of our stats are on there. I actually need to go update that stat because I think it says 100,000. Now it should be 150,000 because the money that's been made the last month over with our clients. But yeah, I really love what I do. I don't just love.
I can tell.
I love building the web.
You're super passionate about it.
Oh, so passionate! Like it's just like
I think you're more passionate about cooking than you are the web work.
There's definitely an argument to be made there.
If you don't own a restaurant in the next 10 years somewhere, I'd be shocked.
How did you know that's one of my actual I know restaurants are terrible money sinks. I know they're not profitable. I know that. I've done the research, but I will own one before I die. I guarantee you that.
Well, they're money.
I'll suffer through it.
When they hit really well.
Oh, when they hit but it takes a while to hit. And I think that's for me. I want to build enough capital here. And this is a joke that no one takes this seriously. But this company is not good. It's just a way for me to fund other ventures I'm going to do in the future because there's a lot of things I want to do. Like I drew in 2015, I drew an entire word map. Like it's about this big, and we've only gone through about this much bubble. There's like so many other things.
What do you mean?
Like more like I drew out every single thing I wanted to have. Like I wanted to have Isnonglo would be a place where you can take crypto payments. That was something that I literally had a crypto button on there, and we just finally crossed that little bubble off. And there's 100 bubbles on there, maybe 150. So I'm never gonna run out of things to do. So if you have an idea that you think is cool that you want to build,
here's an idea.
Reach out to me. I would love to build it for you. So no problem.
There's a project I'm doing here in Vegas. Not anytime this year, but it's going to be called Chances Cafe. Mm-hmm. And I've always thought, when you make food in a restaurant, you always end up at the end of the day with extra food that goes to spoil. Yep. And if you can pre-package that food and put it in boxes, you could feed the homeless. Oh, but the way you feed the homeless is you don't just give them food, you got to feed their spirit, their mind, because it's their spirit and their mind that actually needs nourishment, needs hope, needs inspiration. And where do you get that from? You get that from the people that are sitting down in your restaurant and eating a meal. And you give them a little card and an inspiration card where they write a message to somebody they don't even know, but they write them a message of inspiration. And that message of inspiration will feed their mind and their soul, which is probably what needs nourishment more than their body.
And that is so true. I personally think, and I have so many philanthropic ideas that I have, but I know that I have to wait till I have a certain amount of capital to really get into it. But man, when I have the ability to just help, I'm going to do a lot of helping. Like when I can just help, when my family's okay, when my wife's okay, when I'm okay, and I can just help everything, I will be just helping every day, every single day. Because that's my thing. I personally don't want. I want the world can be a great place, and it takes putting good out there. And I think I want to leave with. If I leave with any message, I want to leave with this. Regardless to what you do today.
Not going anywhere. Hold on, Brandon Waddell.
Oh, great.
Minnesota Twins.
Oh, he's on the Twins now. Oh man, I gotta say congratulations.
Brandon, you there?
He's still connecting here. Let me say hello to a fellow used to be Pittsburgh Pirate. Hey, Brandon, how's it going? My name is Chuck.
How you doing?
Doing pretty well, man. It's great to hear. It's great to meet you. Chris has told me that he said would you like me to be a major league player? I was like, yeah, I'd love to. He's like, he played for the Pirates at one point. Like, I'm a huge Pirates fan. I've been a huge Pirates fan since 2013. So I want to say thank you.
So do you know remember Brandon? You pitched last year for him.
Yeah.
Lefty.
Thank you so much, and congrats on being on the Twins now. I'm a big proponent of seeing that. I played football when I was growing up, but I was always a baseball guy. I was always a baseball guy. And there was one year, my senior year, I finally got to play baseball. And I remember the feeling I got when I had finally, we were at practice. It was a practice game, obviously it was practice. But that first home run hit at practice, I've never felt anything like that in my life. I
know the exact feeling you're talking about.
I had no clue was gonna go that far. I didn't even really just
you want to know something, Chuck?
Oh man, good time.
Every major league player that's hit a home run off Brandon has said the same thing. I didn't know it was going to go that far.
That's right. And it just kept going. It just kept going.
I want to say, as a pitcher, man, first off, as a pitcher, let me give you your applause. I actually have an applause button here. Sorry. I haven't used all video. Mainly because you're a pitcher, and to be a pitcher is not even a skill within itself. It's a want. It's a drive, because the amount of pressure that you put right here on a daily, monthly, weekly basis is just, even right now, I'm starting to stretch just thinking about it. Like, it just hurts. So I can only imagine. I want to say thank you for what you do.
The greatest gift of any pitcher has to have is short-term memory loss.
No doubt. No doubt.
I would think so.
No matter what happened in the last inning or the last at bat or that last pitch, you got to forget it and focus on the next one.
Yeah, man. And I just want to say thank you for everything you do, because not only are you Pittsburgh, but just being a pitcher. Because
right. Hold on, before we let you go, Chuck, I got to ask.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Brandon, tell me three things. The first time you gave up a home run in the bigs and how you felt.
Oh.
The worst home run you've ever give up in the bigs and who it was to, and the best strikeout feeling you ever had, where you just
I gotta hear that one.
You literally walked off the mound feeling like a big baller.
Well, the first two are easy because I have yet to give one up in the bigs.
Oh!
Hold on. That's
knock on drywall. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
100%. First guy he sees this season.
No doubt.
No. So, we're knocking on wood on that one. We're keeping.
I'm gonna let you know as soon as I give one up. You're the first guy I'm coming to and blaming for it.
Don't worry, Chris. Don't worry, Brandon. I believe in you. You're not gonna give one up. I know that.
Listen,
I'm putting it out there right now.
I don't even know if there's a pitcher alive that's never given up a home run.
No, they're very.
I don't have a lot of innings in the big leagues yet. So,
all right. So your best strikeout, the one that just you.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Sound like a big baller.
College included too.
It's got to be the first strikeout of my career. It's the one that sticks out. First batter I faced to in the inning. So that was awesome. I mean, just having that feeling, walking off the mound, going to the dugout.
Oh man!
Cool.
Who
you walked up the mound? You walked him off the mound? Oh, that must have been a real feeling, like a real. Ooh, I can only imagine that feeling right now, dude. Yeah, that's great. That's amazing. I'm glad I got to meet you, man. Thank you so much for giving me, Chris.
Who was it that you struck out?
Jesse Winker on the Reds.
Who?
Not bad.
Jesse Winker.
What position does he play?
I think he played first base, outfield kind of deal.
Oh wow.
DH a little bit for him.
What'd you get him on? Little nasty hook?
No, I got him on a two-seam fastball down in.
Woo, there you go.
Right below the kneecap.
That's right.
You had him golfing.
He didn't even swing. He took it. So.
He didn't golf for it. Nice.
It's always good when the ump makes you look like a genius and just gives you that pull.
No doubt.
Oh yeah.
Regardless if it's actually a strike or not, if it's in that little box or not.
Ooh.
All right, Chuck. Listen, we got to do this again. Thanks so much.
Part 2 for sure. Bring me back on.
The cooking dialogue was off the hook. Got to see those videos.
We got them. We get them for you.
Lover, you are the man. You are the myth. You are the legend.
Thank you.
So glad. I'm going to let you go.
Absolutely.
Say goodbye to everyone on YouTube.
Everybody on YouTube. I also have YouTube. If you look up Isnan Global on YouTube, you can follow us there. I got some great videos for you to watch.
Should be right here, people.
All of them right there. Brandon, reach out. Follow me on Twitter, Brandon. I gotta communicate more with you. I gotta ask all about the secret pirate stories that I can hear out of you.